Howdy folks, my name is Mo, this is Resell Niche, and on this channel we discuss everything to do with reselling, including selling on places like eBay and Amazon and other platforms like that. And I picked up a few Masters of the
Hell yeah.
Universe figures and some actual play sets as well, and some vehicles. And actually you can see some of them right over there, sorry, right there in the background. So it got me thinking about what are the more common but at least profitable Masters of the Universe or MOTU figures to pick up. So today I'm going to go over 15 figures that I have either seen at least in the wild or have been able to pick up. And I do have a couple of rules for this. I like to stick to my rules here. These are vintage MOTU only, so that means basically from the 1980s only. These are all loose and used figures and complete. And also, these are not graded figures, and these are not going to be figures also that are super rare. For example, there's a lot from other countries, there's a lot of variants, there's a lot of errors, and there's a lot of so-called holy grails that I have not included in this list because I wanted to make sure this was a list of items that you could probably find if you did some research either online or you could see them at thrift stores, toy stores, that type of thing. So let's get right into it. So the first one that I found, this is a vintage Masters of the Universe Dragon Blaster Skeletor. What they did with a lot of the He-Man and Skeletor figures in the, I think, third, fourth, fifth, in the waves preceding the first couple, was they tried to reinvent them so they could sell more of the original figures. This one is basically just like a dragon that sits on Skeletor's back. It's sold for $235 in Australian dollars, so it's about 170 US dollars plus shipping, and it even comes with the magazine there, the comic book. So this is one that I have seen, and I believe I used to have this one as well. All right, next up, this was one that I picked up recently, actually have for sale right now, that I didn't even know it was MOTU, because it kind of looks more like a different type of figure or like a robot almost. This is Blast Attack, and this one is actually complete. The one I have is not. And this one sold for $235 US this time, including free shipping. But this was the figure that came out a little bit later on in later lines, if I remember correctly from memory. All right, next one, again, this is another He-Man figure. They revamped him to resell the same original He-Man, just with some cool new features. This is Flying Fist He-Man Vintage, and it's 100% complete. I have this one. I might even have this one listed for sale right now. Actually, I don't believe mine's complete, though, and that thing around here spins, and it just basically, it's more like flying plastic balls that spin around his back or that he holds on his wrist. So, all right, next up, this is Hordak, I believe. Yeah, but this is Buzzsaw Hordak. This one sold for $250, again, plus free shipping. This is a pretty common figure. I've seen Hordak multiple times. Usually not complete, though, so you can see the theme here. If you complete the figure, even if it's a pretty common figure, it's going to go for a lot more. Sometimes not even double, more like, it could be 10x. All right. And this is what I'm talking about right here. This is the original He-Man. Now, it is made in Mexico, which makes it a little bit rarer, but not crazy rare like some of the other countries. Like if it was made in, I believe, Brazil or India, those are pretty rare. But this one looks like it's in crispy, clean condition. And it's complete. You've got the shield, you've got the sword, and you've got the axe, and he's got his armor as well, and it's standing. So this is the type of thing I'm talking about. Complete, even if it's super basic one, it's going to go for a lot of money. Even though, one thing I will say though, even though I kept this one in there because it is made in Mexico, which makes it a little bit rarer. Look for where it's made. It will say on the back, made in Spain, France, Brazil, India, Italy. These are all expensive places, more expensive than regular made in USA, unfortunately, when it comes to MOTU. All right, next up, this is Clamp Champ, and it's complete. A lot of times Clamp Champ is not. It looks like his armor is not going in the hallway though. That's one thing I can tell just from looking at it. Sold for $300 Australian, and this one is this is a figure that came late, a little bit later on. I had this one, and I actually have this one for sale right now. So, like I said, these ones you can all pick up. All right, so this is original Skeletor. Comes with his armor. His original armor is purple. I know there's a variant, I believe it's blue. Has a sword, has his staff, and has that like piece around his waist as well. So this is what I mean about the difference between this and if this was incomplete, it would go for a lot less than that. Okay, Ninjor. This is one that I had. The one I had was not complete, and that kind of shirt thing he's wearing is actually cotton. It rips very, very easily. So having one in good condition, like this one looks like it is, and it's, actually the figure looks like in good condition, makes a big difference. He also, has a sword, has nunchucks, and that thing on the ground too. I think that's a bow and arrow. If it's complete, like I said, and in good condition, it'll go for what this one went for $265 out the door. Okay, this is another incarnation of Skeletor. Again, they revamped Skeletor's Terror Claws. I don't believe I had this one, but I've seen it before. And it is complete with comic book. So $350 US, Australian, which is $254 US, plus shipping for this one. All right, next up, I included this one in here, even though it's not technically a MOTU figure. This is a Mattel figure, and you can see here, this looks just like Cringer.
Oh my God.
Battle Cats, and they even put that in the title there, Battle Cat Tiger, because Mattel basically took the big gym line and revamped it and turned it into the Masters of the Universe line. And one figure that they basically just recycled and just repainted was this tiger right here. It was repainted and it was used as Battle Cats. And then I don't know if they repainted or they kind of put this fuzzy purple stuff and they made it Skeletor's cat. And so, I mean, this is what you're looking at right here is actually from the big gym line from '76, I believe. So if you see this, it is rare, but it's actually rare if you put big gym in it, which actually they did here, so they did a good job. They, I guess, used both keywords, but it's not Battle Cat, it's Big Jim's Tiger. But either way, it's worth good money if you can find it. I've seen it before out there. All right. This is another original. I think it's from the original 8 figures. This is Sorceress, and this is the only female figure in the first, I think, 8 figures or something like that. And it is complete with that kind of staff thing that she has there. And it's worth $325 out the door there. So not too shabby. If she didn't have that staff and it wasn't in this good a condition, it would go for a lot less. All right, King Randor. I see this one all the time, and without the cape as well, the blue cape. So it goes for a lot less without those things. So like I said, this one looks crispy. So okay, here's one that I see, and I've seen this one sealed before too. I believe I had it sealed and I sold it. Rotor. And this one's complete. Pictures aren't even great, but you can tell that it's complete. It has all the little parts right there. $425 out the door. And look for this figure because it's not the hardest to find, but sometimes that bottom little part there gets broken. So be careful about that. Okay, here's another one that I see a lot. And to be honest, I've seen this one go for more than this used. This is Scareglow.
Oh my God.
And it was a very popular figure to sell, especially a few years back. And if this one is sealed in the package, it will go for a lot. Obviously, this figure does glow in the dark, or it's supposed to. And I've seen it. I've never owned this one. I've never sold this one, so I've never got to test it out. But for $595 out the door is not a ridiculously high price for this one. For like I said, I've seen this one go for more. And yeah, if you find it, sell it. All right, and this is the highest one that I saw, and I looked these up. These are all 90-day recent sales, so obviously a lot of these prices could fluctuate a little bit, but I was just looking for figures that you could find in the wild. They're not ridiculously hard to find. The only hard find that you find it. This is Twistoid, and it is complete, and looks like it's in good condition. Sold for $599, and this is this is similar to Rotor, the one we saw a few figures back. If you can find it complete, sell it. I believe I've sold Rotor and Twistoid in the packaging sealed. Not in recent years, about a few years back, but I have seen it in the wild, and that is my 15 items from the Motu vintage line that you could find at flea markets, thrift stores, garage sales, estate sales. And if you make them complete, like you saw all of these, they go for good money. So if you like this one, please check out other videos. But until the next one, have a good one, guys. Bye.
Bye!